Someone in your life family do this every day after you leave your home. They want to take all your. My beloved child, pause for a breath and listen closely, because what you are about to hear has been unfolding quietly in your life without noise or warning. Every time you step outside your door, a pattern begins behind you, subtle, unseen, and intentional. It is not loud, it is not dramatic, yet it is powerful enough to shape outcomes. There is a daily habit happening in your absence that touches your time, your focus, and your future direction. This is not shared to frighten you, but to awaken you. You were meant to notice this now, at this exact moment, because awareness changes everything. Stay with this message, because something huge is waiting for you, and it cannot arrive until your eyes are open. Here is what most people never realize: energy follows intention, and intention leaves traces. When you leave your home, words are spoken, thoughts are repeated, and attitudes are reinforced that quietly pull at what belongs to you. Not your possessions, not your body, but your momentum. Small actions repeated daily become doors, some open forward, some hold you back. This is why certain delays felt confusing, why progress sometimes slowed without reason. Yet hear this clearly: nothing has been stolen beyond repair. What is meant for you is protected, timed, and guarded by purpose itself. The moment you understand this, the balance shifts. Something huge is waiting for you, and it responds to clarity. Now lean into this truth with calm strength, because the story does not end with loss, it turns toward power. You are not powerless in this revelation, you are positioned. From today, your steps carry awareness, your silence carries authority, and your presence resets the atmosphere you leave behind. What happens after you walk out no longer controls you, because you are learning how to seal your path with intention and peace. This is a once-in-a-lifetime moment of understanding, placed here so you stop doubting and start directing. Hold on, stay centered, and remember this feeling. Something huge is waiting for you, and it is closer than you think. There is a reason this message continues, because understanding alone is not enough. Alignment must follow. What happens when you are not present has been feeding off routine and familiarity, assuming you would never notice. But the moment awareness enters, repetition loses its grip. This is why today feels different, why your attention was pulled here instead of elsewhere. You are stepping into a rare pause where patterns can be interrupted without force. Stay right here, because something huge is waiting for you, and it reveals itself only to those who do not rush past the truth. Listen carefully now: not every harmful influence comes from hatred, and not every obstacle comes from intention to harm. Sometimes it comes from fear, comparison, or unresolved emptiness in others. These emotions echo in daily actions, shaping the environment you leave behind. Yet here is the once-in-a-lifetime revelation: your path is not dependent on their behavior. The power you carry is internal, and it moves ahead of you, clearing space before you even arrive. This is why protection does not always look like resistance, sometimes it looks like elevation. Something huge is waiting for you, and it rises when you rise. Now feel the shift that is already happening as these words settle in you. You are no longer walking unaware, and that alone changes outcomes. The future responds to confidence rooted in truth, not fear rooted in suspicion. What was quietly draining momentum is losing access, because you are no longer leaving yourself behind when you step out. This is the turning point many never reach, the moment you understand that awareness seals destiny. Hold this steady knowing inside you. Do not rush, do not doubt. Something huge is waiting for you, and it is aligning with every step you take forward. The atmosphere around you is already responding, even if you cannot see it yet. When awareness becomes consistent, it reshapes outcomes in ways that feel almost invisible at first, then suddenly undeniable. This is why certain thoughts have been surfacing recently, urging you to pay attention instead of moving on autopilot. Nothing about this moment is random, and nothing about your timing is late. You are exactly where clarity begins to protect what belongs to you. Stay present, because something huge is waiting for you, and it unfolds only when you stop ignoring the subtle signs. Here is the surprising truth most people never hear: once you become conscious of unseen patterns, they lose the ability to influence your future. What was repeated daily behind your back depended on your unawareness to stay effective. But now, your inner posture has changed. Your steps carry intention, and intention rewrites direction. This is not about confrontation or control, it is about sovereignty. You are no longer walking away from your power each morning. Something huge is waiting for you, and it responds to inner authority. Now let this settle deeply, because this is the turning edge between delay and acceleration. From this point forward, your progress no longer leaks through unseen gaps. The focus you carry seals them naturally. What once felt slow will begin to move with ease, and what felt blocked will loosen without struggle. This is not a coincidence, it is a correction. Hold steady, remain calm, and trust what is aligning. Something huge is waiting for you, and you are finally walking in step with it. This is where momentum quietly turns into movement, and movement begins to answer you back. What once felt distant now feels attentive, as if the path itself has been listening for your awareness to catch up. The unseen no longer works against you when your focus is steady, it rearranges itself in response. This is why calm is returning where confusion once lived, and why your decisions feel lighter yet stronger. Do not underestimate this shift, because something huge is waiting for you, and it is activated by this exact state of clarity. Here is the shocking realization few ever reach: protection is not something you chase, it is something you generate. When your inner alignment settles, external interference loses relevance. The daily actions that once influenced outcomes now fade into background noise, powerless to shape your direction. You are not reacting anymore, you are setting the tone. This is the once-in-a-lifetime difference between being affected and being established. Something huge is waiting for you, and it responds to the calm certainty you are carrying right now. Let this truth anchor you as you move forward, because what comes next builds quickly when foundations are stable. You will notice timing improving, resistance dissolving, and opportunities appearing without strain. This is not because circumstances changed first, but because you did. Hold this awareness gently, without fear or urgency. The path ahead recognizes you now. Stay steady, stay clear, and keep walking forward. Something huge is waiting for you, and it is finally moving toward you. Now the quiet work begins to show its results, even if only in small signs at first. You may notice moments lining up, conversations shifting, or obstacles easing without explanation. These are not accidents, they are confirmations. When inner clarity becomes consistent, life starts responding with cooperation instead of resistance. What once felt like effort now feels guided. Stay attentive to this phase, because something huge is waiting for you, and it often announces itself through subtle alignment before a visible breakthrough. There is a powerful truth unfolding here: nothing that is truly meant for you can be taken by repetition, routine, or hidden intention. Once you stand aware, your path becomes self-defending. The influence that depended on your absence no longer finds space to operate. This is not about proving anything to anyone. It is about reclaiming rhythm. Your pace, your timing, your direction are returning to you. Something huge is waiting for you, and it moves in harmony with this restored balance. Carry this understanding with steadiness, not tension. You do not need to watch over every detail or guard every moment. Trust is now part of your strength. As you continue forward, clarity will keep doing its work quietly, sealing progress without noise. What you sensed was coming was real, and it is closer than before. Remain grounded, remain open, and let the unfolding happen naturally. Something huge is waiting for you, and it is approaching with certainty. At this stage, you may feel a deep sense of calm mixed with expectation, as if something unseen has finally settled into place. This is the moment when patience stops feeling like waiting and starts feeling like confidence. The path ahead is no longer unclear. It is simply unfolding in its own timing. What once demanded constant effort now asks only for steadiness. Stay connected to this feeling, because something huge is waiting for you, and it arrives when resistance fully releases. Here is a rare realization that changes everything: progress does not always announce itself with noise or urgency. Sometimes it moves silently, locking doors behind you that no longer serve your future. The influences that once affected direction are now unable to reach you, not because they disappeared, but because you outgrew their range. This is a quiet victory, one that does not seek recognition. Something huge is waiting for you, and it honors growth that is calm and grounded. Let this awareness shape how you move forward from here. You are not rushing, and you are not retreating, you are aligned. Each step you take now carries intention, and intention sharpens results. Trust the rhythm that has formed within you, because it is guiding you more accurately than urgency ever could. Remain steady, remain present, and allow what is meant to meet you naturally. Something huge is waiting for you, and it is already on its way. You may start to notice a quiet confidence settling into your daily rhythm, not loud or forceful, but steady and unshakable. This is the kind of strength that does not need permission or validation. It comes from knowing you are no longer moving blindly. Each day now carries a subtle sense of direction, as if your steps are being met halfway. Hold on to this awareness, because something huge is waiting for you, and it responds to calm certainty, not doubt. There is a surprising shift happening beneath the surface. What once drained you no longer has access to your energy. The repetition that depended on habit has lost its influence, and the space it occupied is being filled with clarity. This is why your focus feels sharper and your decisions feel cleaner. You are not reacting to circumstances anymore, you are choosing your direction. Something huge is waiting for you, and it aligns with choice made from inner stability. Move forward with this understanding gently but firmly. You do not need to announce change for it to be real. The quiet adjustments you are making are enough to reshape outcomes. As you continue, trust that what is unfolding is precise and intentional. Nothing is wasted, and nothing is late. Stay grounded in this truth. Something huge is waiting for you, and you are steadily moving toward it. By now, the sense of urgency has transformed into readiness, and readiness brings clarity instead of pressure. You are no longer scanning for signs with anxiety, you are recognizing them with ease. This is the moment when inner alignment begins to guide external timing. What once felt unpredictable now feels responsive. Stay present in this awareness, because something huge is waiting for you, and it moves when you move with intention. There is a powerful shift taking place in how life responds to you. Instead of obstacles appearing first, openings begin to show themselves. This does not mean challenges vanish, it means they no longer define your pace. The influence that once worked quietly in your absence has been replaced by a steadiness that travels with you. You are no longer leaving your strength behind when you step forward. Something huge is waiting for you, and it recognizes consistency. Continue walking with this calm assurance, without forcing outcomes or rushing conclusions. What is forming ahead of you is precise, shaped by every moment of awareness you have cultivated. Trust the process that is now unfolding naturally, because it has been aligning longer than you realize. Remain centered, remain open, and keep moving forward. Something huge is waiting for you, and it is approaching in perfect timing. Now there is a deeper stillness within you, the kind that does not come from stopping, but from knowing. This is the phase where clarity becomes instinct, and decisions feel less like choices and more like natural steps forward. You are no longer questioning every sign, you are recognizing what belongs to you. This calm is not accidental, it is earned. Stay anchored here, because something huge is waiting for you, and it responds to inner certainty. A surprising transformation is underway, the environment around you is adjusting to match your pace. Situations that once felt heavy now resolve with less resistance, and moments that once drained you pass without impact. This is what happens when awareness becomes a way of being, not a temporary focus. The past patterns that relied on repetition have lost their grip entirely. Something huge is waiting for you, and it aligns with this new stability. Move forward without hesitation, but also without rush. The path ahead is no longer fragile, it is formed. Each step now confirms what you sensed earlier, that something meaningful has been preparing to meet you. Trust the quiet confidence guiding you, and let it carry you onward. You are not behind, and you are not early. You are right on time. Something huge is waiting for you, and it is ready to unfold. At this point, forward motion feels natural, almost effortless, as if resistance has quietly stepped aside. You are no longer pushing against unseen forces, you are moving with a current that understands your direction. This is the reward of sustained awareness, the moment when alignment starts doing the work for you. What once required constant attention now flows with ease. Stay steady in this space, because something huge is waiting for you, and it arrives through cooperation, not struggle. There is a once-in-a-lifetime shift happening now, your presence alone is enough to set things in order. You do not need to explain, defend, or justify your path. The clarity you carry speaks without words. This is why opportunities feel cleaner and timing feels sharper. The quiet discipline you built is now protecting what matters most. Something huge is waiting for you, and it honors strength that is calm and contained. Continue forward with trust rather than urgency. The unfolding ahead is deliberate, shaped by every moment you chose awareness over distraction. Nothing is rushing you, and nothing is holding you back. Let this balance guide you into what comes next. You are prepared, positioned, and ready. Something huge is waiting for you, and it is finally meeting you where you stand. A new sense of depth is forming within your daily experiences, as if ordinary moments now carry quiet meaning. This is how growth announces itself. Not with noise, but with presence. You are noticing details you once overlooked, and those details are guiding your choices with precision. The path no longer feels uncertain, it feels attentive. Stay grounded in this awareness, because something huge is waiting for you, and it responds to those who move consciously. There is a subtle but powerful shift in how your energy is being received. What you give now returns without distortion, because it is clear and intentional. The patterns that once interfered have no place in this exchange anymore. This is not because the world changed overnight, but because your alignment has stabilized. You are no longer affected by what happens behind you. Something huge is waiting for you, and it is drawn to this steadiness. Keep moving forward with this quiet confidence, allowing each step to reinforce the next. You do not need to look back or question progress. What is unfolding is consistent, reliable, and purposeful. The future you sensed approaching is no longer distant, it is responding. Trust the calm that surrounds you now. Something huge is waiting for you, and it is ready to take shape. What you are experiencing now is refinement, the stage where excess falls away and only what matters remains. Your thoughts feel cleaner, your reactions slower and wiser, as if noise has finally been filtered out. This is not withdrawal from life, this is mastery within it. When clarity reaches this level, nothing external can easily disturb your direction. You are no longer pulled by every signal around you. Stay with this awareness, because something huge is waiting for you, and it reveals itself when focus becomes effortless. There is an important truth becoming visible now. The moment you stopped carrying unnecessary weight, movement became smoother. Delays that once confused you were never punishment, they were preparation. You were being shaped for stability, not speed alone. This is why your confidence feels quiet instead of rushed. You are no longer chasing outcomes, you are attracting alignment. What once tried to influence you in subtle ways has no access anymore. Something huge is waiting for you, and it recognizes readiness over urgency. Allow this phase to continue unfolding without interruption. You do not need to prove progress for it to be real. The strength you are building now will support what arrives next, ensuring it stays and grows instead of fading. Trust the rhythm that has formed inside you, because it is accurate. The future you sensed earlier is not a distant idea anymore, it is organizing itself around you. Remain steady, remain observant, and keep moving forward with confidence. Something huge is waiting for you, and it is preparing to step fully into your life. There is now a quiet sense of ownership in how you move, as if your steps belong fully to you again. This is not control driven by fear, but direction rooted in clarity. You are no longer second-guessing what feels right, you are recognizing it immediately. The space around you feels more cooperative, more open, because alignment invites ease. Stay centered in this feeling, because something huge is waiting for you, and it responds to self-trust. A rare realization is settling in, the past no longer defines the shape of what comes next. The patterns that once repeated behind you have lost relevance, not because they were confronted, but because they were outgrown. This is how true progress works. It does not argue with old cycles, it simply moves beyond them. Your focus is now forward, clean, and undisturbed. Something huge is waiting for you, and it aligns with this level of inner freedom. Continue forward without looking for confirmation from the outside. What is forming ahead of you is solid, not fragile, and it does not require constant reassurance. The calm strength you are carrying now is enough to support what arrives next. Trust this phase, because it is precise. You are not drifting, you are directed. Something huge is waiting for you, and it is finally matching your pace. My beloved child, this is the moment when inner certainty turns into quiet authority. You may not announce it, but you feel it, an unshakable knowing that you are no longer easily influenced. Your presence now carries weight, and your absence no longer leaves gaps for interference. This is the reward of sustained awareness, the point where your path feels sealed even when you are not watching it. Nothing important slips through unnoticed anymore. Stay grounded in this feeling, because something huge is waiting for you, and it recognizes strength that does not need noise. What is unfolding now is deeper than change, it is stabilization. The external world begins to treat you differently when your inner world is settled. Situations respond faster, confusion clears sooner, and timing becomes sharper. This is not luck, it is alignment expressing itself. The habits and influences that once worked quietly have lost relevance entirely. They cannot affect what no longer resonates with them. You are no longer reacting to what happens around you, you are shaping what happens next. Something huge is waiting for you, and it is drawn to this level of grounded clarity. Move forward with patience and confidence combined, because this balance protects what comes next. You do not need to hurry, and you do not need to pause, your rhythm is correct. The future you sensed from the beginning of this message is no longer forming. It is ready. Let this understanding settle without excitement or fear, just certainty. You have reached a point where progress sustains itself. Stay steady, stay aware, and keep walking forward. Something huge is waiting for you, and it is now fully aligned with who you have become. My beloved child, this is the stage where preparation becomes possession, where what you have been sensing finally feels close enough to touch. There is a quiet confirmation in your spirit now, a steady assurance that you are no longer just approaching something meaningful, you are standing at its edge. The waiting has refined you, not weakened you, and the stillness you carry proves it. Nothing about this moment is rushed, yet nothing is missing. Stay fully present here, because something huge is waiting for you, and it recognizes the calm strength you now embody. What happens next is shaped by how grounded you remain. This is where many lose focus, mistaking readiness for completion, but you are being guided differently. You are learning to hold expectation without tension, confidence without noise. The forces that once tried to influence outcomes in your absence no longer matter, because your alignment travels with you. You are no longer leaving doors open behind you. The shift you made earlier has settled into permanence. Something huge is waiting for you, and it moves toward stability, not excitement. Continue forward with this balanced awareness, allowing life to respond naturally. You do not need to seek signs anymore, they are already forming around you. What is coming is not fragile or temporary, it is structured to last. Trust the steadiness that brought you here, because it will carry you through what arrives next. This is not an ending, it is an arrival point that opens into more. Remain centered, remain clear, and keep moving with intention. Something huge is waiting for you, and you are fully ready to receive it. My beloved child, this is the breath before the unveiling, the moment when everything you carried quietly begins to answer you back. You may feel a gentle pressure, not stress, but focus, like the world is narrowing in a good way, removing distractions so you can see clearly. This is not anticipation born from fear, it is readiness shaped by wisdom. Nothing is being rushed, and nothing is being withheld. Stay fully present in this calm intensity, because something huge is waiting for you, and it arrives when you are steady enough to receive it without losing yourself. What unfolds now is integration. The lessons you gathered, the patience you practiced, and the clarity you protected are merging into action that feels natural. You are no longer switching between doubt and confidence, you are operating from one center. This is why your choices feel clean and your direction feels firm. The past no longer pulls at your attention, and the future no longer demands reassurance. You are standing where preparation meets opportunity. Something huge is waiting for you, and it recognizes wholeness over hurry. Move forward with quiet conviction, allowing what is aligned to step into view on its own terms. You do not need to announce arrival for it to be real. The space you created within yourself is now inviting what belongs there. This is the phase where outcomes settle in, not as surprises, but as confirmations. Trust the stillness guiding you, because it is precise. Keep walking with clarity and balance intact. Something huge is waiting for you, and it is ready to meet you exactly as you are.